Welcome back to Monster Month.
And we've got a bit of a weird topic today.
I felt like because it's been so today's video.
I don't know how to start this, but
As I think it was mentioned last time.
We're talking about weird things that I somehow predicted.
Oh man, these are that range from
Range from like weird, vague things to like almost exactly predicting an entire island concept.
yeah.
So I guess we'll start with the smaller stuff, and then get into this post where I indirectly predicted a bunch of things, things that ended up, things that sort of ended up happening in one form or another.
Yeah.
So, like, I think one of the.
So I think so. Remember back in 2016, you created the light element.
Oh yeah, that ended up being a thing later on. Yeah. You remember the light element from my
From Age of Electricity.
from Age of Electricity, my old fan game, ethereal counterpart to fire.
Right,
Yeah, there ended up being a light element. That one's not too crazy considering that like light was one of the most common fan made elements before, or it actually became an official one.
And also, electric is the
Electricity is the ethereal counterpart to fire.
yeah.
So that's a little silly.
That yeah, but I think if you sat through, and also if you sat through all of Lore of MSM, and Alex said this weird thing about rares.
I said rares were the were mutated versions of the Dawn of Fire monsters. Like the monsters from the continent survived and mutated.
Which vaguely sounds like
the concept of prismatics.
Yeah.
And that basically is what happened with Red Prismatic Quibble, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really weird.
And there was also the fact that I suggested in a competitive mode for the game in some way, like an island that used competitive features, and wouldn't you guess it, the Colosseum came out a few months later.
Yeah. Or just a few months later, albeit it definitely wasn't...
Because of my specific suggestion.
I doubt it was...
And it wasn't really quite like what I was suggesting there.
I don't think you had a battle mode in mind.
Yeah. It was more so competitive game features, or is like bake more food than one team, or like breed a certain amount of monsters with a certain number of elements.
That does sound pretty dumb.
And so
yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Unfortunately, one time he suggested, he just randomly told, he made a support or email about how they should make a hurdy-gurdy monster.
No, that has not happened yet.
That has not happened.
So
yet. There's a chance.
Yeah.
You know, just how there will definitely be a harpsichord in the future.
Okay, I don't know why they're... Come over here. You don't... Shirt. Your shirt touched my bag. No, front. Turn around. Alright, so... Yeah, there's a... Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
Was there anything else? Was there any other weird shit you predicted before?
Like,
Remember that time you predicted that Dawn of Fire would be finished in 2017?
Oh, that's very wrong.
And how the Ethereal Wall Box would also come out that year.
No, that did not happen.
Oh, you were 4.5 years off. off and off, but well, however, here we are. Our Indelifier is still not finished.
Yep.
And you also said it 2.0 would be either released that year.
Nope.
Again, you were a few years off there.
So what else?
There's some.
Do we get into the big one?
All right, sure. So, yeah, warning.
So 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Oh, on November.
What?
No, this is. I don't know why.
2 years ago. Oh,
It doesn't give me an exact date, but 3 years ago it was. It was between the release of Fairy Island and Bone Island. I made a Reddit post on the My Singing Monsters subreddit.
Yes.
Titled "The Wordo Conspiracy."
This sounds.
It is completely insane, but there is a surprising amount of stuff in here that ended up being correct in one way or another.
Yeah. So,
or even though the whole basis of the theory is incorrect.
So, what was that? Let's break it down.
All right, I am going to read out this post word for word, and I shall interject with comments on it if need be.
All right.
So, okay, I started with, I couldn't stop thinking about this, so I might as well share my insane theory. Take this with a whole shaker of salt. I'm tired and rambly.
Yeah, let that. I think that goes without saying.
Right now, there are 4 discovered Wordos.
Yes.
Among them, a total of 6 unique duets are possible.
Yes.
I believe that there will be 6 Wordos in total.
No.
This is for 2 reasons.
What?
Firstly, 4 seems like a rather small number for a group of monsters,
yeah.
no? Even the smallest class that'll likely never see a new monster, the Dipsters, have more monsters than that. Second, there are 6 natural elements. That's a bit of a stretch, though.
What? That's a bit of a... Oh,
how does that relate to Wordos?
You were sounding desperate.
Anyways, with 6 Wordos, that gives us 15 possible combinations, and possibly, by extension, 15 islands with Wordos on them.
What?
11 of these islands seem pretty obvious. The 5 natural islands, both fire islands, and the 4 magical islands. Even though there are 2 right now, we can safely assume there will be 2 more based on the 4 outer islands without a fire, yeah?
Yes, that was true.
What about those last 4? I think Ethereal Island could be a good candidate here since we already have the Webbox and the Dipsters. And this is where I start grasping at straws.
At least you admit it.
Even more so than before.
At least you're honest.
So some of this probably sounds crazy.
It does. Mm-hmm.
I believe the following 3 islands will exist in the future. Magical Island. I mean pretty much everyone was expecting that. Seasonal Island.
What?
And Boss Island, working title.
More on that later.
Oh, that one sounds bizarre, but yeah, wait till you hear more about what Boss Island was.
But yeah, you predicted a seasonal island back. You predicted a seasonal island back in 3 years ago.
Yeah, so I said Magical Island is self-explanatory. It's an island with all 4 magical elements. Mm-hmm. The other 2 require a little more explanation. Firstly, how could 6 seasonals be enough for 1 island? To this I say it can't. What if there were double element seasonals? Which is actually basically what they did.
That's basically what they did.
Firstly, all of them would have to only be breedable at certain times, which is not what they did.
Nope.
Which sounds like a pain. Yeah, so they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Second, they have to go reaching for pretty obscure holidays to have 15 more seasonals or make a couple of them up.
Wait.
I didn't say that in the post, but they had just made up a few.
They made up 2 of them.
And 15 more seasonals. Even more so if they want to make sure the elements make sense. What do I mean, they didn't really take the elements into account for most of them.
It's just that they fit with the island.
No. What do I think would be more logical? A seasonal for every natural, fire, and magical island. There are also 12 months in a year, but my seasonal ideas don't exactly perfectly align with them. Here are my ideas. So,
boy.
We know the official ones. Plant, Halloween. Cold, Christmas. Air, Valentine's. Water, Easter. Summer, Earth, summer. Haven, Thanksgiving.
So, you want to know...
And I edited that before, because I somehow managed to put Easter again. And for Haven.
So...
You know, those, but here's what I've got for the others. Oasis, Independence Day. Yeah.
Uh,
America and Canada conveniently both have their Independence Days in July, which lines up with the original release of Fire Oasis in the same way if December does for Fire Haven. Plus, it's kind of symbolic of how Fire Oasis was the result of monsters taking action to create a home for water fire, cold fire hybrids, rather than just hoping for whatever. I mean, they do symbolism sometimes,
but not okay. There are some problems here, right?
Not really, particularly. But yeah.
But no, huzzah, motherfucker.
Psychic, April Fool's.
Oh no.
Admittedly, I got this idea from someone else. Isn't it perfect though? The psychic elements in whole reveal was the most elaborate prank the monster handlers have ever pulled on us. Plus, the irony of psychic monsters not falling victim to various practical jokes is far too good to pass up.
Nice argument. Unfortunately,
school.
And what? No,
What?
Unfortunately, nice argument. Unfortunately, Easter happens on whenever the hell it wants to.
So what do you think within that range is wouldn't work out?
And also, there's no real theming you could do for April Fools.
Fairy, St. Patrick's.
Okay.
Not much to say here other than the fact that a leprechaun monster will feel right at home here.
Not
I mean,
a
yeah,
leprechaun, but...
See, I actually did predict one of them. I predicted 2.5. I got one event right, but not the island, which is the next one. I said third magical island, New Year's. Okay, it was the fourth one, but it was one of the remaining magical islands. So, yeah, perhaps Chinese New Year's, so that it doesn't get tangled up with New Year's or Chinese New Year's. How about both?
Yeah.
This one would be even more perfect if the third magical element is dragon or some form of it, which it wasn't. But the monster itself was a dragon, so that's pretty crazy. Fourth magical island, or just one remaining island at least. Honestly, I'm dead set on some kind of ghost or spirit or phantom element. Bone's close enough for this one, so I can't really think of anything here. Maybe Day of the Dead?
Bone?
A ghost or an undead element and Day of the Dead. Then I can't really think of something here. Maybe Day of the Dead taking place as an extension or sister holiday to Spooktical. And Magical Island, anniversary month.
Wait.
If there was an anniversary month seasonal, it would have to be on an island that can stand on its own. Plus, if the 3-month island release pattern continues, we should get Magical Elements 3 and 4 this month, and June, and June, exactly 3 months before anniversary month. Okay, I got the release cycle wrong.
All wrong.
So I thought since Psychic released in September and Fairy released in December, that the third one would release in March, fourth one would release in June, and the island with all 4 magical elements would release the following anniversary month.
Well, I think everybody knows what happened that year.
Yes.
And I also, that's a bit unrealistic.
Nice. 12 monsters is acceptable for an island, as shown by Celestial Island on the Starhenge. Seasonals could be set here at level 15. Let's just hope this one doesn't get a Wubbox. Now for Boss Island. Since the fire element will likely be on all 4 magical islands, we can't have air on any of them. That would give Gobblegore too many islands. At this point, we can assume they'll let Thrumble and Sousa be on the remaining islands.
Yes, that was true.
That leaves 15 monsters from Dawn of Fire without a home. 8 quads, 6 quints, and a hex. Pretty convenient that 15 is the amount of monsters on a typical island. I'm assuming all these monsters will be bought with relics, being a late-game relic sink in the same way that Celestial Island was a late-game diamond sink. Amber Island much? If you want to get even crazier, these monsters could even be powered up like Wubblins and Celestials. How?
How did you predict?
How did I predict an island with the missing Dawn of Fire monsters that is a relic sink that you zap things to?
Oh yeah, the relic sink thing was another thing you were...
I had too many relics.
Yeah, I think it's... Yeah.
Alright.
What about like Key Sink Island?
The Crucible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Celestials only requiring monsters that can be used to breed them, and therefore access to many islands in order to power them up. Well, that statement was half true.
Well, he had us in the first half.
Islands with. Yeah, requiring a bunch of different islands, yes.
But
this would also solve the issue of only Fire Haven and monsters being disposable via zapping, but not Fire Oasis. Yeah, that is a weird thing. It happened because of the timing of Celestials and the Fire Islands. And also, Wordo's cost relics too. How fitting. Wordo's on Amber Island confirmed.
Yeah, I think that was just coincidence.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for listening to my rambling. Good night.
What the fuck?
There's some weird shit there. So,
yeah. Oh, okay. So you were. Okay, so the things that Alex somehow got right.
Seasonal Island.
And I don't think anybody was assuming that.
Yeah, no, everyone thought the idea of a seasonal island was absurd before it actually happened. So, props to me for thinking of it.
And also having an anniversary month seasonal.
Oh, because, like, it was weird that it took so long for one to exist.
But it was on its on
a new island.
And not an existing one.
And there's also
yeah, the fucking Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead. That is such an
one dead on.
Yep, that's such an off the wall holiday to predict a seasonal for.
Or yeah, it's yeah. But St. Patrick's Day, I think, was just obvious.
Yeah, everyone really thought Fairy would get St. Patrick's Day seasonal. That was probably the most predicted
April
one.
Fool's has too many problems
with it.
It theming and release and schedule. Most importantly.
Yeah.
And also, aren't most of the seasonals already kind of pranksters?
Yeah, it kind of just meshes to.
It
kind of just meshes with most of the core seasonals too much to just sort of stand on its own as a holiday.
Yeah, it just doesn't. Yeah, yeah. It isn't just. Yeah, I can't really think of what kind of theming there would be.
So yeah.
But yeah, that didn't happen. Independence Day.
Nope.
No.
Just didn't happen.
No, funny Borbo man.
And who says huzzah?
Funny Borbo who says huzzah.
I guess they just wanted it to be 6 months apart from Feastember.
The 3-month thing. Oh.
Think about the release patterns, though.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. It's man. And then there's the way Boss Island. Boss Island was somehow got almost every detail right.
Yeah. Like not the exact roster, and the whole thing about zapping the monsters you use to breed them and was wrong. But yeah, the island in general, I somehow got
the way
right.
It functions,
and I guess it goes with the zapping. And I guess the way it actually goes with zapping islands having weird numbers of monsters on them.
But yeah, this is a weird stall, and I mean in terms of and also I think Water Island's word is what basically is what killed the of this idea. However, they might have to make new ones.
If they do want to use Wordos again, they can't really use the existing ones anymore. But yeah.
But seriously, wow.
Is that everything I predicted?
I mean, there's also how your rare Kano design.
Oh yeah, my rare Kano design predicted Kano before we even saw that concept art.
There was also, I think there was also, it wasn't the rare Barb also purple?
Yes, I find it funny how my rare Kano was indirectly used the same concept as some official concept art we hadn't seen, and was also used for the actual rare.
And then you had, the rare Barb was purple.
Yeah.
Except it wasn't this horrible abomination.
Yeah.
And when you said Barb grew up.
Barb watched TV. Next thing you know, rare Flamox is going to have poor hygiene.
Oh no! Don't jinx it.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's everything.
That's everything. Yeah, this was a much shorter video.
Since there wasn't that much to say, but
No, next time I'm probably on the 30th, because it's not like we would just fart out one big video at the end, one big project at the end of the month.
on the 30th, we have another MSM video planned about
Well,
why
why everything?
why MSM can't branch out.
Uh,
So without going more into that for now,
that's.
that's for the end of the month.
Though we do have a video coming on Friday, but
Unrelated to my singing monsters. But it is related to monsters,
but
in a different sense. But yeah, you'll see that in a few
our
days.
plan for Monster Month will be unaltered as well.
Yep.
So that being said, I'm Nosray.
I'm Amory, and bonjour, my wonderful viewers. See you in the next video. Yeet!